Никита, скажи, что? Давай,
News conferences usually feature cameras and mind games, but this one exploded like a box of fireworks.
It reminds me of like one of those budget YouTube hood movies where someone just talks about their whole life and what they've come from and talking as if they're from one of the ghettos in Iraq or Africa or somewhere like that. But you know, he's got a sob story, he's running by it, and that's what makes him feel better, so we respect it. I just kind of listened and said my piece.
And you said to him, what have you done? Tell us what you've done.
Because as I said, like, you line up all the heavyweights, he was just talking about, oh, he's this, he's that, he's that. I said, but why are you worrying about what someone else has done? What have you done as a fighter to kind of boost your ego up? But he couldn't answer it because he ain't fought no one like us.
Jake Paul played exactly the role everyone expected, laughing, poking, and pushing limits until Anthony Joshua rose like a man fully done with online antics and disrespect. Within seconds, AJ stepped right into his space, furious, focused, reminding Jake this isn't digital entertainment. This is real heavyweight business.
If I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
Irrelevant. We're throwing down now. We're throwing down tomorrow. He shouted. And instantly the room felt too small for egos this massive. Security charged in, voices spiked, and cameras shook as the crowd reacted like they just watched round one begin early. One truth became crystal clear in that moment. Jake Paul probably thought this was another marketing stunt. But AJ turned it into real war. The kind where emotions get damaged long before punches start flying.
Netflix have spent a lot of money, MVP have spent a lot of money, and Jake would look like a plonker if he pulled out the fight now after giving it the big one. And he knows that, and this fight's happened. You know, and that they think, look, one thing I'll say is this. If there was ever a good time to fight Anthony Joshua, it's probably now, right? Coming out of what will be 14 months of inactivity. By the way, he's also been in training camp for 4 weeks or 5 weeks, the time comes around. He's having to make weight. Maybe the confidence isn't where it has been in his career. So yeah, you can start dressing out.
Jumping straight from the conference madness into a Teddy Atlas breakdown feels like sitting at the table of boxing wisdom while Uncle Teddy pours pure honesty across the room. And when a legend like Teddy says, hey, don't be shocked if Jake Paul actually has a real chance here, you nearly choke on your drink.
The choice of where people want to go to watch, it's still their choice. Before we look at all the reasons why Joshua should smash him, he's a pro fighter, two-time Olympian, two-time heavyweight champ, you know, bigger, stronger, you know, highest level of fighting at this weight class. I mean, he should destroy him like he destroyed Ngannou. And a lot of people will use that comparison. But styles make fights. And Jake Paul's not going to fight him the way Ngannou fought.
The man explains it like he's decoding a complex puzzle. Jake's younger, Jake's quicker, Jake's sharper with those sneaky contract details. And Anthony Joshua hasn't been active in ages. He's trimming weight like he's prepping for a fashion shoot. And mentally, nobody knows which version of AJ walks into that ring. Teddy basically hands us a checklist of things the internet refuses to acknowledge. Like how Jake simply lasting 8 rounds might count as winning in Jake Paul world.
Maybe Paul has some advantages. He's younger. His feet are a little faster. I know he's not at that level of a fighter, I get it. But his feet are faster. Joshua's feet are not that fast, closing gaps, getting to somebody. To hit him, even if you're better than him, you still got to get to him to hit him. Also, Joshua, last time he fought was over a year. He hasn't fought. He was basically retired. Where's his mind at?
He even mentions Netflix lawyers like they're protecting the fate of humanity, insisting they won't approve a live disaster broadcast. And all of us are sitting there thinking, is Teddy Atlas really suggesting this upset might kind of make sense? That's when you realize this fight has officially moved from circus show to scientific experiment to maybe, just maybe, we shouldn't laugh quite so loud yet.
I'm just putting it out there that before you just say, yeah, it's gotta be Joshua, don't discount how smart Mr. Paul has been so far. I wouldn't count him out in the ways that I just laid it out.
Jumping from Teddy Atlas turning JakePaul versus AJ into a psychological thriller, we land straight on Dave Allen, who speaks like a bartender that's heard too many insane stories to believe anything anymore. He's staring at BoxRec like it's a crime scene report, double-checking JakePaul's past opponents just to make sure his eyes aren't lying. And honestly, we're nodding along because this matchup really does feel like someone pressed a randomizer button on the sport.
I reckon this kid JakePaul could win an area title, definitely. I really think he could. He trains hard. I respect all of that. I respect him for what he's doing. Brilliant, he's having a go, amazing. But he's now fighting arguably a top 3 top heavyweight of the last 10, 15 years. One, it's dangerous. We're talking like it's a real fight. The whole thing I've been doing right now is based on it's a real fight. They're both going to try and fight each other.
Dave starts reading Jake's resume like it's a roast lineup. YouTuber, check. Basketball player, check. MMA veterans who retired before TikTok existed, check. And when he reaches Tommy Fury, nice kid, but area title level at best, even my coffee stops to listen. Allen gives Jake his due. Top 3 heavyweight of the past 15 years versus a guy who once weighed 13 stone fighting YouTubers. Brother, even logic wants to tap out. And then Dave Allen does what every honest boxing mind eventually does. He says the quiet truth out loud. This is dangerous. Not funny. Dangerous. Heavyweight sleep mode. Danger.
It's dangerous. He's not a heavyweight, he's a cruiserweight, if that. Turned pro at 13-2. And he wasn't a kid, he was 23 years of age. He wasn't a kid, he's not grown into heavyweight. He boxed us 5 months ago at 14-3. Might cut a bit of weight, might come down from 15 stone, but it's dangerous, really. It's dangerous, very dangerous, because if Anthony Joshua hits him on the chin, he will put him to sleep.
The moment AJ lands clean, Jake might start wondering why the world suddenly has 2 moons. And Dave isn't being hateful. He genuinely hopes AJ drops Jake clean. Jake rises at 10, everyone collects their mountain of cash, and we all go home without needing paramedics. But he also hits us with the nightmare scenario. What if AJ truly hurts him? What does that do to sanctioning, promoters, the entire sport? And while he's saying this, we're wearing that same nervous grin because yes, it's all fun and memes until a heavyweight cannonball collides with a cruiserweight jaw. Dave sums it up perfectly. He'll watch it the same way you watch a circus stunt that looks entertaining but might end with medical staff running in.
The intrigue is there to watch it for me, yeah, I will watch it. The same way I would go to the circus to watch, to be entertained by something a bit mad. But Anthony Joshua for taking the fight, I'm not sure, it's a lot of money to turn down, to be fair. But if Anthony Joshua goes in there with JakePaul, plays nicely, wins on points, takes longer than 2 or 3 rounds, reputation with the casual public done. I'll watch it if he's holding him up and playing nicely. I'll understand. I'll watch it. I think, well, he could have stopped.
Sliding out of Dave Allen, breaking down the AJ versus Jake chaos like a man reviewing a theme park safety manual, we land on Steve Ford, the guy who's been inside JakePaul's camp, eating jabs for breakfast and watching this craziness unfold up close. And Steve sounds like that friend who goes, yeah bro. It's insane, but listen. While holding a parachute, he explains Jake's mentality is the true wild card. The guy genuinely believes he can beat Anthony Joshua. And honestly, that stubborn belief is half the reason this fight exists. Steve saying Jake has been desperate to show real levels, to prove he's more than the YouTuber with the right hand. But business politics kept feeding him ex-NBA players and semi-retired MMA vets.
Joshua, he's accomplished everything in boxing, from Olympic gold medal to now a 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So I think as far as him taking this fight, if anybody deserves to go and have a fun fight like this, it is Anthony Joshua. And Jake, he is kind of showing that he'll fight anyone,
Now he finally gets to test the full download against a man who punches like a runaway refrigerator. This is like skipping driving lessons and entering a Formula 1 race. Admirable, but terrifying. And Steve just nods like, yep, let's see what happens. Then the interviewer asks the classic UK question, is AJ chinny? And Steve reacts like someone insulted his grandmother's cooking. He breaks it down clean. Heavyweight shots aren't love taps. They're meteor impacts. Ruiz, Dubois, Klitschko. Those men could drop anyone. And when they ask if Jake has the power to hurt AJ, Steve goes full scientist. Speed is power. Meaning danger doesn't always show up wearing a giant cape. Sometimes it sneaks in wearing Nike footwork.
Why is he chinning? Because he got stopped by Daniel Dubois and Ruiz. I mean, listen, this is a contact sport, you know. Like if you get hit, the human body's not made to be getting punched in the face. If you get hit, especially by these guys, Andy Ruiz, who's a good puncher, Dubois, we know is a big puncher. You get hit clean, you're gonna go. You're possibly gonna go down. Especially those guys, 230, 40, 50-pound guys. You know.
He says Jake is fast, sharp, unpredictable, but he also admits Joshua isn't coming to play patty cake. The man is preparing for Tyson Fury next, and Jake is trying to crash that party like a wild card villain. So the question isn't, can Jake land? It's, will he survive what lands back? And that suspense is exactly why we're counting days like kids waiting on a roller coaster drop. This whole AJ versus Jake saga is part blockbuster, part science experiment. Joshua turned the press conference into round zero. He's preparing like a king reinforcing his throne, while Jake is out here rewriting the narrative with wild belief and heavyweight sparring partners. Teddy Atlas is warning us about sneaky variables. Dave Allen is calling it entertaining but truly dangerous. And Steve Ford is saying mentality plus speed might make this far crazier than people think.
No, but I would imagine he's gonna come. He's gonna be on his P's and Q's. He knows there'll be a lot of eyes on him for this fight, so he's gonna be looking to make a statement because I think they have plans of him fighting Tyson Fury next. So I think he's gonna take this very seriously, and Jake is definitely taking it very seriously, and he's going to try to ruin the plan.
So by the end, if AJ shows up locked in, it could be a quick good night. But if Jake survives long enough to make us raise an eyebrow, we might witness one of the most polarizing upsets boxing has ever seen. Now drop your prediction in the comments. Who wins? How long does it last? And is there any universe where Jake pulls it off? And yo, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.